What's up, guys? I started doing yoga recently because one of my coaches recommended I do it, and it's been on my mind for a while, and I haven't done it just because I just never did it. I wasn't taking the time to go to a yoga studio, and I finally decided to commit to it. What I can say about stretching in general, separate to yoga, is I didn't realize, and I've had videos on this before, but it's something I keep relearning over and over again. I don't think there's an exercise more important for the body than stretching. And one of these people in the yoga studio, I remember I went a long time ago, they mentioned the hips are an emotional luggage or something. No, it's like it's a luggage for your emotions or something like that. And what she was saying is we store a lot of suppressed emotions in our hips, and our hips get really tight over time. And being someone who meditates, I understand that when we're stressed or when we suppress emotions, that puts a lot of strain on your body, and you can actually, like, emotions, that sort of energy is actually physical. It's a physical thing, and it puts pressure on your different organs. So when I learned how to meditate, I learned how to release that. And, I found it really interesting because when she said that, while she was explaining that, I was actually having a lot of different release. And I remember being so excited by that moment, but then I kind of just stopped going and I stopped stretching again, for no other reason. I think my cousin was going with me and then she wasn't going, so I was like, oh, I don't want to go by myself, that sort of thing. But now that I've committed again, I do stretching on my own now, and I feel so open afterwards, not just like in terms of my actual flexibility, but there is such a huge emotional release. Like I was doing, and I mean, there's so much potential for my flexibility too, and this is going to prevent so much injury. This is going to make me so much more athletic. When I stretch before kickboxing, when I actually take time to stretch before kickboxing, like, it's a significant difference in terms of my mobility, but like I said, also like the feeling of safety when I'm actually doing it, because now I feel like I can move in sort of ways and I don't have to worry about potentially hurting myself or pulling a muscle or something. But all this being said, the emotional benefits are by far the best thing that I have gotten from this, which makes me I'm gonna wake up early and make sure I'm meditating, I do that, but make sure that I'm doing stretching every single day, because I was just stretching my hip and I remembered something that happened to me, something I said that was like really awkward, back in my early 20s, and I felt this awkward feeling, and then I thought about it a little bit while I was stretching. I was like, that was really, really old. And it just so happens there's this correlation between the fact that I'm stretching, I'm releasing this emotion. I can feel it. I can feel the release. And in addition to that, these thoughts that are attached to these emotions, these memories are coming up. So that was something that I hadn't even dealt with. I didn't think about, that was still there, and I acknowledged it and I let it go. And the stretching literally helped me tap into that. And I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful for this. So I'm thankful for my coaches to encourage me to stretch and to, do yoga. And, I'm thankful that there is this link between stretching, and I don't want to just say yoga. Like, yoga is great because yoga is strengthening too. But stretching and, actual emotional growth And I think when you are flexible, I mean, in some ways, if your body is more open, it just makes sense to me that you have more of it. There's a greater chance of you getting into the habit of letting things go as opposed to tightening up all the time, because you're getting in the habit of actually physically like allowing your body to be more open. So anyway, this is a great practice. I highly recommend anybody practice stretching. You know, in the morning would probably be a good time, or you can do it at night, you know, when you're winding down, or both, or yoga too, which is it's excellent. It's great for stretching core strength, overall strength, and again, you know, it's I don't know if I mentioned, but it's cool to, you know, work out with other people. I find that it's kind of a nice thing, even if I don't know these people. You know, it's kind of nice incentive, like, oh, okay, you know, I'm following an instructor here, so. Or you can do it on your own. You don't need to go to a studio. You can just look up yoga videos. So anyway, cool beans, guys. Peace, 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 peace. Have a good one.